Go.
Now, as Ryan, Trenton, and Sean grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important, we apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Hello, and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I'm Ryan.
I am Trenton.
And I'm Sean, and guys, I think we've figured this crap out so we can finally get a full, true episode to our 15 fans. But welcome, everybody, and thanks for joining us on this post-Super Bowl edition of the Real Tree Shaker Show. Before we get started, guys, let's give a big shout-out to the guys at the Back of the House podcast for having us as special guests. So we definitely appreciate that. I know we all had a great time. Great dudes.
Yes.
And if you guys are needing a different podcast and we steer you somewhat away, make sure and definitely check those guys out.
For sure.
I agree. It was fun.
Yeah. Great bunch of guys, man. Great bunch of guys.
Yep. Ryan got to hang out with them in studio, and me and Trenton phoned in
from work,
and it was just really, it was really cool. Yeah. Yes. Trenton was in the back of the house, literally.
I was in the back of the house at work. Yeah. The stairs were kept peeking their head out, going, wondering who I was talking to, and I was just smiling at it. Like, don't worry about me. Like, pay no attention to the man that's not behind the curtain. So.
That was a great time, but we will definitely work on returning the favor and having those guys join us. Sure. But we have to get our baby steps done, and we have that. We think we figured it out. So sorry, Riverside.fm, for me bugging you and annoying you for how to fix my stupid crap on this. But with that, guys, come and gone has been the NFL season. There is no more football. Super Bowl 58 has wrapped up with a 25-22 thrilling game with, of course, Patrick winning.
Yep.
That wasn't for Mahomes. That was for football ending.
Very sad. Very sad it's gone.
Yeah, I'm sad like Chris Jones at the anthem, man. Jesus. Be crying like that. I need the slow-mo tears coming down, you know. So
it's what, 2 years in a row, right? Because last year they were all focused on Sirianni crying during the anthem, and then now Chris Jones.
Yeah.
So we do have back-to-back in more than one way.
Tears.
All right, well, guys, San Francisco, I felt like dominated that game from the get-go, but just didn't do enough to put Kansas City away. What are y'all's just... Give me your initial thoughts from the game, start to finish.
Slow game to start with, I thought. You know, like sometimes the neighbor, it's written on the paper. That was
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
The neighbor.
That was the most.
Make me get out of the chopper.
Right.
That was the most entertaining part for most of the game. Or not most of the game, the start of the game. And then, they started kind of, the Chiefs at halftime, I guess. Where was Travis Kelce? You know what I mean? The first half, like, nowhere to be found. He's over there, I guess, running over his coach in a way, which is,
yeah.
I don't think
tackling Andy Reid.
I don't think he meant to do it. It's just kind of as much as he ran into him, knocked him off balance, but clearly you saw in the second. They started the second half sloppy, though. That pitch to Pacheco, I think, because they got the ball first. Pitch to Pacheco, he fumbles it. They lose 10 yards. I think they end up punting on that possession. And then it literally took like the muff punt to get the Chiefs rolling. I thought, so like Sean said, they dominated. The Niners dominated most of the game. The muff punt, I think the blocked extra point, and then just Chris Jones like making his presence on a couple plays was, clearly the difference. At least the difference, in my opinion, in the game. So was fun. I mean, I wasn't sure about the overtime stuff either. I thought it was over. I thought they were gonna go to a tie basically if the time ran out. But I mean, the Niners should have. I don't know. They should have known the rules, kind of things. Or at least not admitted to it in the media. But overall, though, I thought it was a fun game. I really did. Especially the second half and leading into overtime. It was solid. Solid as can be.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game. I thought it was good. I mean, damn, call Shanahan game. He dominates the game and takes the lead and just can't finish, man.
Just didn't finish.
Seems like in Super Bowls of late. So I thought Purdy played okay. I just thought he didn't make some of the throws that he should have for touchdowns. Pretty much that was the story. Chiefs scored touchdowns when they needed to, and the Niners didn't. So that's why they won by 3, But, Mahomes had to throw the ball 46 times and really didn't have much of a running game. Mahomes led the team in rushing too. So he pretty much was the offense along with some great throws to Kelsey. But yeah, Niners just, pretty much dictated the flow of the game, and it just didn't pay off. They couldn't score touchdowns, and I think losing Greenlaw was big. I think that opened things up for Kelsey more.
Poor guy,
because he's their best coverage linebacker. Dre is. So when they lost him, that sucks. That really killed him. That really hurt him. I felt in the coverage of Kelsey, and Kelsey was just like, man, every time they tried to put a safety on him, dominated him. So
it's true. It's true.
But yeah, man, I mean, Debo, not really doing a whole lot. Ayuk not doing a whole lot. Kittle doing nothing. I felt like, where are these big stars the Niners have in the receiving game? And they did nothing. It was pretty much McCaffrey. He was pretty much the Mahomes of the Niners.
He was
pretty much carrying the whole offense. So
he was awesome.
That was pretty much, yeah, it was. It was McCaffrey versus Mahomes, and Mahomes wins again. So
I mean,
McCaffrey.
Credit to the Chiefs.
Go ahead, T.
Credit to the Chiefs defense, though. I mean, there's a reason that
they made plays when they needed to.
I mean, there's a reason Ayuk and company didn't really have huge games. Not that Debo was going to be one of those guys, but I don't know. It's much like like some of these other shows and stuff were saying. It's like that first half, like the Niners kind of had all the plays going on, right? Throwback pass and things like that, and running the football too, and then they just kind of went away from it in the second half. I mean, I don't know if that's the Chiefs defense making adjustments or if that's them just kind of not going what their game plan was, but yeah.
I know you watched the replay, T, and Debo had 11 targets and only 3 catches. Yeah. So how many times did Purdy miss like some wide open guys or guys over the middle that he probably should have gone to instead of throwing in that double coverage? And I was like, oh man, he was making just the wrong throws.
I mean,
when he shouldn't have.
Yes, so. And then part of it was like the Chris Jones effect. Like they were getting after him there, so it's like it's tough to get the ball like that. So I'm with you, but at the same time, like hats off to him and the defense for making that.
How do you not prepare for that when you're playing a great rush defense?
For sure.
So
I think didn't they lose an offensive line guy too? Like a part of it, so that might have been. Might have hurt.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I think it was the fourth most that Steve Spagnuolo has blitzed in his time as a D coordinator. It was like 51% of the time. I mean, it was like Purdy made some good throws. He missed Ayuk on that touchdown pass, and then Debo on the shorter touchdown pass, which throws with you kind of were used to see him making all year.
Yep.
I mean, but the Chiefs held Purdy to 3 of 12 on third down passing. So that's not going to – but, I mean, he was pretty solid against the blitz, but how do you not keep feeding – I know McCaffrey had 30 touches, first player in Super Bowl history with at least 75 rushing and receiving yards. So the kid was unbelievable. But, yeah, they went away from him in the third, and that's like Purdy, it was like, okay, Purdy, win us the game, and then the muff punt, and then the first touchdown for
Right.
KC. So because KC's last 4 possessions was touchdown, field goal, touchdown. So the Niners didn't do anything different. They let Patrick figure him out. You know, it was like, okay, this worked in the first half. Let's keep going to it. And it was like, at some point, you got to change it up because, like Ryan said, the safeties can't cover Kelsey. And he just ate him up where he had, 91 of his 92 yards in the second half. So,
Yeah, 92 of his 93 yards in the
And
second
I feel
half, pretty much. So
the bulk of that was from like the muff punt on. I think he might have had like
yeah,
2 receptions up to that for like just, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 yards more. So
it was a game changer for sure.
yeah, but I mean, the last 2 times that Purdy left the field, he left with the lead.
with the lead.
So
True.
you can't put, they should have gotten touchdowns because, especially the overtime, which I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, that should have
bit.
been a touchdown.
That was a 13-play drive in overtime. That's why I get. Well, let's just shift to that. When it goes to OT and San Francisco takes the opening kickoff, and the rules for overtime in the Super Bowl are different, just because it's the Super Bowl, So NFL is always tweaking. So you didn't necessarily have to score a touchdown and the game would be over. I mean, I think Shanahan was just trying to give his D a rest because they had just been on the field the whole fourth quarter. Basically, KC was in hurry up, and the last drive that KC had was an 11-play drive. So I think Shanahan was thinking, okay, well, if we score, then we know what they have to score, and then we could get the ball back again, But
right,
I don't know. It's a tough call. So what do you guys think that Shanahan should have done, if anything different?
I mean, I'm right there with you as far as like his defense had been on the field and probably need to give him a rest and stuff. But I also like the mentality of him getting the ball, especially with his creative mind and knowing how to, spread out the defense and get the offense kind of rolling and stuff like that. Like I could see, they literally drove it down there. They just didn't get the ball in the end zone. So I think part of it's that. But I like that. I was not mad at the decision. I think of it. Just much like I was saying before Ryan hopped in was, how do your players not know the rules? So I think part of that could have been into play too. Like you just said, like a touchdown wasn't going to necessarily end the game. So, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at his decision. I mean, I know like I know a lot of people are on him for it and stuff like that. But like, I mean, I get it. I do, but I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's just there's so many little things that happened that kept the Niners from winning, and everything kind of went the Chiefs' way. So, what do you?
Yeah,
I
I agree with what you guys said. I think the defense is just exhausted too, and needed a little break, and I'm okay with that. You kind of set the precedent and say, I get it that you give the other team those 4 downs because they know what they have to do at that point, and I do get that thinking as well. But I mean, your team just I don't know how long the drive was. The Chiefs left that in the fourth quarter with, but they were on the field for a long time. They were tired. They were getting worn out. So give them the break, and you just got to score a touchdown.
I feel like
on that drive, you do such a good job on that.
I mean, they really did. I mean, they pound. I mean, they ran. I mean, they just moved the ball on them like crazy, and they got to the 5 or 6 yard line, and they just couldn't move another inch. So.
Yeah, and I was like, you got McCaffrey, like.
Yeah,
get in there.
I think
find a way to get him the ball. Get it to Kittle.
I mean, for Kittle being a ghost, like I was beyond shocked. I wasn't expecting him to go have like a Travis Kelce game, but like for him not to be utilized more, like maybe he was
surprising.
Maybe he was injured more than we think. I mean, I know he separated his shoulder or something like that eventually, but
Could have
Might
been.
have been.
Yeah. Well, there were four meaningful possessions in the fourth quarter, and KC had 2 drives of at least 11 plays. So,
wow.
but San Francisco,
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, like you guys, but KC's defense was tired too. I mean, there was like 150 plays in the game, so
True.
That's true.
it's just like, and both teams had a 13 play drive in overtime. It's just one ended with a touchdown, and one
Right.
ended with a field goal. So Mahomes was named Super Bowl MVP. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Winning team had to. I mean, who else would they have given it
I guess
to?
you could have given it to
You know?
Kelsey based on his numbers eventually, but I mean, like Ryan just said, like Mahomes is the leading rusher on the team, and then he threw for 300 yards, and it's like
he had 400 total yards though.
that's what I mean.
Almost,
So,
I think. So
390,
like 398,
399.
399.
Yep.
They couldn't give him the extra yard, huh? But yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, he
Someone in Vegas lost.
clearly deserved it. There's no one else. I mean, there's no one else even close to having an argument to it. Like again, you could say Kelsey, but who got Kelsey the ball? So
Right.
who picked up those
Right.
huge first downs with his legs, things like that. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not know that he's going to do the quarterback sneak? I know it's not the
Yeah.
push tush, but you know he's.
yeah, it's coming.
You're telling me on a 4th
Gonna
and
do
1.
it.
No offense to Isaiah
Yeah.
Pacheco, but you're telling me on 4th and 1 that the best player on the planet is not going to have the ball in his hand? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if Bosa doesn't go inside as much and homeboy comes off of Kelsey, he probably flips it to Kelsey. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, the Niners D. I just don't get how they
The
didn't
Niners
adapt
elite
more.
defense failed them in some, in moments. Like you said, Purdy had the lead every time he walked off the field.
Bosa
So
played
you expect
great.
your defense to step up.
I thought Armstead, that might have been like the game
Played
of
good.
his
Eric
life.
Armstead. Oh,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was just a good game. I mean, it did start slow, but at least
Sure.
it slowly built up. And I mean, and if you pick the over when betting, sorry, you missed that by a half
A lot of
point.
people
So
did.
it was 47.5. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Because this weekend, guys, a record-setting amount of bets. There were $185.6 million bet on this Super Bowl. And that's probably why you saw a record viewership amount of viewers, however you want to say it, but there were 123.4 million people that watched this game. So,
Yeah.
Swifty effect or whatever you want to call it, it still was a good game and will, I think, go down as one of the better ones we've had in the last few years. So with that, guys, let's talk about each team heading into next year. We'll start with the champs. KC, Reed, it sounds like, is coming back. Kelsey's sounding like he's going to come back.
Yep.
Top free agents, though, are Chris Jones and Ladarius Sneed, right? The corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think Casey needs to do, or is there a whole lot that they don't need to do?
Go ahead,
I
T.
think Chris Jones is very important to that team. So I think they need to definitely get him signed up, and then they're going to get some weapons for offense. I don't know, necessarily who or anything like that, but they're going to upgrade somewhere on that offense, especially on the receiving end.
Yeah.
I think Sneed is very important too. But from what I was understanding, I was listening to some people talk earlier, and they were saying that KC drafted a lot of young cornerbacks, so they're kind of, I guess, set up for a situation.
Well, McDuffie's
like
a stud.
Yeah, so
True.
So I guess they could lose Snead and still be okay if that's from what I was understanding. But I think he's a key piece too. But I think Chris Jones, like, he has to be re-signed. Like, he made the difference in the Super Bowl. So it's like he's you lose him. I don't know who you're gonna bring back in, or bring in on a cheaper contract that's gonna be like, say, equal to his presence. So, but yeah, I think like wide receiver help for sure, and then trying to re-sign him will be priority.
What do you think there, Ryan?
We lose the sound.
Ryan has lost audio, but can you hear?
Yeah, he just
I knew
said
it'd be too good to be true.
right.
Oh, all right. Well, anyways, let's see if Ryan can get back. But I think KC, as long as you've got Mahomes and Andy Reid and Kelsey, I think you'll be all right. But I think you'll see Kelsey play a little bit less next year, and I think they'll still try to emphasize the running game. Because their guards and their center are pretty stout. The tackles, I guess, need some more, a little more help. But there goes Ryan. He'll be right back for a short nature walk. But I think you got Spags coming back to coordinate. Props to him too. We didn't say, but he called a great game plan. They gave up 7 touchdowns all playoffs, and that was going against Tua, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and San Francisco. So Spags did a great job, and I know he didn't get any head coaching, interviews, but I don't know if you remember when he was a head coach a few years back. He has like the worst career winning percentage, amongst that. So I don't know. He's back. Can you hear Ryan?
I'm back. Yes, sorry
All
guys.
right.
Don't know what happened.
All right. So
we're old and we always have something go wrong.
Oh yeah.
Technically. So yeah, as far as Chris Jones, I would sign Chris Jones long term. I would franchise tag Snead. Got to keep both those guys, keep it intact, run it back again. I know Jones is a little older. I don't know what kind of long term deal you could get done with it. Maybe a 4-year deal, something like that. Leave it open to where you could always trade him, of course, if things don't pan out, or later on down the road. But give him the long term deal he wants. Give him some guaranteed money up front. Keep him around. Franchise tag Snead. I know MVS is a free agent. He's gone for sure. I don't see him sticking around. Sky Moore's still on his rookie contract. We'll see what happens with that. He's obviously not the guy they thought he was. So
Tony gone.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, for sure. I kind of agree with what you guys said. They're going to go out and look for someone. I know that T. Higgins was obviously taken off that list since, he's probably going to be a franchise tagged by the Bengals. So
are they? Are they?
That kind of eliminates.
That would have been a good fit for him.
Been rumored. So yeah, so we'll see who else is out there. I really hope the Bucs try to get a deal with Evans, because I could see him fitting in that offense pretty well too. I don't want to say it, but
Evans maybe he takes a little less. So, maybe he takes a little less.
Another ring, wants another ring. So we'll see. But
I could see him. I want him to stay with the Bucs too. I don't want him to go to KC. If he did, it'd be like, okay, well, I guess I'm not completely mad at that. But he's a Buck for life, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. But yeah, as long as the Chiefs bring Mahomes back, and they bring most of the band back together, I don't see how they can't be a favorite, to win it all again. So,
well, they are the second favorites according to Vegas. Vegas once again is predicting a rematch.
Favorite. Yep. That's crazy. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
I think it's the last run for KC. I think they try for the 3-peat, and if they get it, I think there's another year of Reed and Kelsey. But I think if they don't win it next year, that's how these guys go out. And I mean, it's okay for the rest of the league. Let everybody else have a chance. I mean, it's
For
just
sure.
it's frustrating, and as much crap as the Chiefs have been given all year, you have to remember that fan is short for fanatic, right? And you have to kind of step back and realize that you're watching greatness. As much as you hate it, and it's not your team, appreciate it. It's like with LeBron, being compared to Michael. I don't know if Mahomes will ever catch Brady. LeBron will never catch Michael, but it's different players. It's just every few years we get one of these people, these superstars that are just different, and you have to appreciate them. I mean, root against them, but I mean the hatred is, I get that
I
it's
don't
been so
appreciate
saturated.
LeBron.
Well, you just like his toe.
No, I don't appreciate him. His game's boring to me. I think he's overrated.
Yeah, I mean,
the all-time scorer in the NBA is overrated.
Well,
come on.
That's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I mean,
no,
not LeBron.
No,
he passed Kareem.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He took care of it last season.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Well, you keep up with that NBA like MMA, huh?
You know it, right?
Keeps up with.
No, I used to know MMA like really well. I followed it, watched every fight, all that, and then I just last year just kind of like fell off of it. So it's hard to focus on every sport,
Oh, no doubt.
For sure. Well, I mean, when you have other
jobs. I'm not the McAfee
jobs.
show with 10 stat guys giving them
exactly.
every stat to know on it, and like it's nice, That's where we need to be soon. So
yeah, for real. So what do they call it? What is their place called? The Thunderdome?
Yeah.
Is that what they call it? Okay, yeah. We
The
need like a lightning room or something.
Call it the treehouse.
So we can't.
No hate on LeBron. I'm kidding.
Hey, we need a tree shaker lounge. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying? There it is.
Welcome to the treehouse.
The treehouse. Yes. Make sure you bring your snack packs and Capri Suns.
That's right.
That's your entry fee.
Hey, I was gonna ask you guys: do you think if Mahomes would have lost, would he have been on LeBron type level 2-2 in the Super Bowl, or no?
I mean, maybe it's a different argument to it. Maybe so. Like, I mean, it's media, so I mean, they're gonna find all kinds of ways to, build you up and break you down. So, yes, and much like you were saying too about LeBron, like when he first came to the league, or even, midway through, it's like a lot of the stuff was very impressive what he was doing, but like these last few years, like I have the same thing for me. Like, Like, no, I don't get me wrong. I respect what he's doing, especially at his age. It's like awesome, but like I loved Jordan, and that was, to me, it's like watching that back when I was younger and stuff. Like, I don't know, it's just like I always say too.
We're kind of partial to it.
Yeah, which I guess is fair. And I mean, I'm trying to. When LeBron first came to the league, I was a huge fan. I was like, all right, man, this 18-year-old like doing his thing, and this is pretty crazy. But he lost me whenever he went to Miami. Like, it made that whole show stopping thing.
Not 3, not 4, not 5.
Like all that stuff. He lost me there, so I was just like,
Only 2. He was right. He wasn't going to win 3, 4, or 5. I mean, he's only going to win 2. So there you go.
I mean,
and then he won with the Lakers during COVID year. Which do we count?
He came back to Cleveland and won one. So it was like, cool. I appreciate that. But like, yeah, just going to the Lakers and then he's like, oh, I gotta get AD to make and all this stuff. It's like I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah,
just not a fan of it.
I don't know. I think, 2-2 in the Super Bowl is still a pretty good record,
Sure.
I mean, how many people have, Jim Kelly's 0-4.
Yeah.
Dang, yeah.
Eli's 2-0, but, it's a different, Yeah, I mean,
Brady
but
is 7-3.
7-3. Yeah, so I mean, you don't
Yeah.
even the GOAT has lost some, and if the Falcons hadn't blown that, he would have been 6-4.
Right.
But all right, so let's shift to the other side of the ball. Let's go back to the what does San Francisco need to do? Is Purdy their long-time answer? Because we were chatting about this earlier. Ryan brought it up. Would you pay Purdy $40 million a year? But you got 2 more years on his rookie deal, so you don't have to extend him right away.
Man, I mean, it's kind of like much like we were saying earlier too, or discussing. Like, I mean, the bar's been set by Mahomes and company and Dak, so it's like if he's putting up similar numbers to it, and like his agent's going to get that money for him. And I mean, who you gonna if you take him away, who you gonna bring in there? Like, do you take a stab on the draft? Do you bring in Kirk Cousins?
Shanahan is the whisperer of quarterbacks.
That's true, though.
I mean, you could just
make anyone great.
You could start the cycle over. They have Sam Darnold on the roster.
He's a free agent after this year.
So I don't know.
So
I say. I mean, would I pay him? Would I pay him $40 million a year? I mean, I mean, no, right? But at the same time, yes. Like, I mean, he's done nothing but win, and yeah, maybe make some mistakes and stuff. It's his second year. I mean, what, year and a half at that? So, I mean,
true.
I think people got to get off his back a little bit and give him some credit. So,
third youngest to start a Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
So, and he played pretty good. I mean, that first quarter, if McCaffrey doesn't fumble on that first drive, I think that could have been a bigger difference maker in the Super Bowl, I think, because Casey had like 7 plays and 7 yards in the first quarter, and I don't know. So do you think they bring back Ayuk? Because he's a free agent.
I feel like it would be a smart move for them to do so, because I don't think Debo's a number one. I think he's one of those. He's a utility guy, so that makes him very valuable. But like, as far as a number one receiver, no. I think Ayuk is.
Yeah, Ayuk's the route runner, but according to his Instagram, they getting out of San Fran. I don't know if y'all read that today and saw that.
Saw that, yeah.
How much of that is true? I don't know.
Pro Football Focus has Ayuk ranked as the second best wide receiver in the NFL, according to his route running and shit. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Route running, okay. He is great at that. Okay.
There's no ways above Chase.
He's top 10 at best.
Tyreek.
Well, he's not better than Chase. Yep. He's not better than Tyreek. JJ.
Jefferson.
I wouldn't. Well,
Devontae
Adams.
No, yeah. CeeDee Lamb, even with that.
CeeDee Lamb, yep. Mike Evans.
AJ Brown. AJ Brown.
Scary Terry.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
AJ
Brown. You could put
Amari Cooper.
Cooper Kupp.
Puka
Nacua. Yeah. I take Puka over him.
No doubt.
Keenan Allen had a great year again. I'm St. Brown. So yeah, there's a lot of good wideouts out there. So, but I think San Francisco's got to. I don't know, man. It's really tough because me and T were talking earlier, and on the herd today, he compared Purdy and Garoppolo's first 27 starts, regular season and playoffs.
Very similar.
Exactly the same. 21-6. Yep. Completion percentage real close. It's just Purdy's more efficient, less turnover prone. But like we were talking about earlier, but back then Garoppolo basically had a rookie Debo and Kittle. And Kendrick Bourne was his leading receiver back then. Like, we couldn't even remember the running backs that were there. But Purdy's got McCaffrey, Ayuk, Debo with more experience, Kittle, who's a little
Kittle,
longer in the tooth,
All-Pro.
got the best left tackle in football.
Trent Williams, yeah.
That defense is even better than it was 4 years ago. So, and you've seen it.
Maybe you could put anyone there.
You could.
And they could shine.
You could. So, I don't know. I think San Francisco showed that they're willing to move off of quarterbacks with seeing Garoppolo go, getting rid of Trey Lance after they gave up 3 first-round picks to move up to get him. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We don't know what's going to happen. Yep. All right, guys, favorite commercial from the Super Bowl? I think we talked about one of them.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. Neighbor.
Yeah, that's what I said. Too. That's on the paper.
Neighbor.
That was my favorite one. Trying to think what else.
I didn't mind the Ben Affleck one.
That's what it was. Yeah, Ben Affleck one. Yeah. That was pretty good too. I don't know. Those are my 2 favorite, and then of course, like the Budweiser horses is always kind of classic, right?
Oh,
all right.
That's my dad's favorite. My dad loves those Clydesdale, right? The Clydesdale. Yep.
It didn't really make me want to go and drink a Budweiser, but I was like, yeah.
It never does. But like, just see.
Well,
that it's like
okay, that is the official beer of my family, right? The Budweiser.
So, really? There you go, right?
Well, yeah.
I like the Christopher Walken one. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I thought that one was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. People love that the Michael Cera one. Okay, cool.
I didn't like that one that much. I thought it was okay.
Nice name.
Yeah.
What was the one they kept showing with freaking Drew Barrymore and Football Head and Tua and
oh yeah, the Paramount
Plus. Yeah.
That one was good. I know we'd already seen that a couple weeks ago, but it was a good one.
I don't know. I swear they paid that 3 times in a row.
It's great. $7 million to run your commercial during that. You know what I mean? Like Bud Light
for 30 seconds.
Bud Light spent money.
Yeah, who was in charge of the Temu or Temu, however they pronounce it? I was like,
same thing.
I just kept thinking,
how is this Asian company selling an item that costs $20 here for 10 cents there? How are they affording to have 5 commercials?
No idea.
I was like, Jesus.
No idea.
It's like someone hit the wrong button, I guess, when they said, give us 5 commercials, for.
And then, of course,
I'm just glad it wasn't loaded down with car commercials, because that's how it had been trending.
I said the same thing. I was like, well, it took so...
I didn't mind the Volkswagen one. But the Volkswagen one was cool, where it was going through time and all that. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, I was fine with that. I don't mind some car commercials, but if they're overloaded with it, it's like, come on. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
I think the thing that comes is you don't remember the product a lot of times, and so it misses its mark if you don't remember the product. The State Farm one was good because he repeated it several times. State Farm, and you knew that's what it was. And,
get to the. Don't make me come out of the chopper.
I know, right?
That was good.
He
made fun of himself in a way, so it's
for sure.
I appreciate
that's what it's on the paper. Yeah, for sure.
Paper.
But was there a Doritos commercial at all?
Yeah, that one with Jenna or Tega and her grandmas where they were fighting over the Doritos. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the sticks.
It's like the Takis. It's like the Doritos Takis.
Yeah, Dorito went Taki style.
Basically.
Yeah. Psycho grandmas. Can't steal them.
Yeah.
Come here, mija. Yeah. Give me your cheaps.
Ortega was needed for that.
I don't really think I don't think the commercials were all that great this year, though. For people who watch them, I could care less about them. I know those trailers, like Deadpool 2 trailer was awesome. A couple other
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Deadpool and Wolverine. But other than that though, there was only a handful. It was cool because I don't really give a crap about the commercials. Yes, they're fun, but I'm not glued to the TV to see what's gonna pop on there. So
You didn't like the Wicked trailer?
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I get it. Like, it seems like, I mean, it's all fine. It's just, I'm all about the football game. It's the Super Bowl. Let's watch some football.
Y'all didn't like the mullet one with Stone Cold?
I don't remember.
The mullet one? Did y'all remember that one?
No.
No.
The Kawasaki, the ATV.
Oh, the
two dudes that got in there and everything they drove by got mullets.
I don't remember.
Check that one out. It was a good one.
Okay.
It's Kawasaki.
Oh, the Chris Pratt, the Pringles.
Yeah, he looked like the Pringle
with the mustache, the Pringle guy. That was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. And Gronk screwed it all up. He missed a field goal again.
Right off the bat.
I know, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. I mean,
I was like,
that was ugly.
I didn't see it, but my friend Gary told me, I was like, "You make it?" And he was like, "Not even close." And I was like,
"Not even close."
Like,
yep.
He had the distance. He just hooked it right.
Yep. He looked like Tyler Bass a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Yep. So, all right, guys, what are your thoughts on the Usher halftime show?
I mean, once again, I don't know his music. I don't listen to Usher, so I mean,
here you go, T. This
even
is
back
for
in
you.
the day, you didn't.
Yeah. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. Like, I mean, it wasn't. I respect him as an artist and a performer and stuff. And him dancing like that, it's like, all right, cool. I mean, I can move my feet like that too, and I'm on some ice and slipping around everywhere. So, or falling off a bed and breaking my leg. So, but
turning off the smoke alarm.
Turn off the smoke alarm. Yeah. But I mean, I thought he did well. I mean, bringing the guests and stuff, Lil Jon, Luda, and all that, it's like cool. That was fun. Alicia Keys can wail, like she's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And ATR, she was good.
Except that first note for Alicia, I was like, oh
yeah, she can hear.
I was like, oh shit! The edited one.
Oof.
I know, and we sounded better than her,
I mean, where did the flying guy go? Like, where did he end up?
Yeah, is he okay?
You gotta find a better version of that, man.
I know.
It's rough. I mean, it's like he's yelling down a hallway, man. It's like there's no hallway in the Goonies. Like.
He's in my house here,
Right? No,
yelling at me.
They're doing the talking where they're going through the paper cups.
Yeah. Hey, you got it. Goodness, man. It's like even with reverb, like he doesn't need reverb. Like, come on. That thing's nice.
What the fuck's that you have to do with anything?
Exactly. Exactly. So this whole show's what the whole show is. So
yeah.
Right. No, I thought Usher did great, man. I liked it. I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah, definitely wasn't terrible. Definitely wasn't a terrible halftime show at all.
I did think Jermaine Dupri was CeeLo Green, so
I couldn't remember what his last name was.
Jermaine Dupri, but sorry. Sorry to both Jermaine Dupri.
CeeLo Green.
And I was like, he's lost some weight, man. CeeLo's looking good. And they're like, oh, that's Jermaine Dupri. I was like, sorry. But yeah, I mean, Alicia, besides that one note, mishap was good. And, I liked watching him on the skates and Luda coming out. I mean, guys flying in the crowd, that's always cool to see.
Know where he went. Like, he was so high.
And how did he get that high? Yeah.
Someone messed up.
Dude, McAfee and company, they were like, what happened to the dude? Was it Ty Smith? He's like, he got launched.
Yeah.
They didn't mean to launch him like that. And like, they all just
He was completely horizontal, too. I mean, so it was like, that's impressive. I mean, because I just view that as like, okay, if that's me, I'm that one guy that like jumps off the stage at a show and everybody's like, oh, let's move, let's not catch him. And then, he's landed. All right, let's get on top of him and trample him. you know.
That was me.
But yeah,
That was me slipping off my bed. So just understand that. So I was up here thinking I was Superman with my cape, and then I realized what momentum and gravity was. So
right.
yeah,
But yeah, good overall. I thought it was great. I thought it was a good overall, and sang all his hits and finished it off with a bang with yeah. So came out good. I liked it.
what'd you think when he took his shirt off?
How about you, Sean? Oh, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
it looked like me. You know, I was looking in a mirror.
you got a hell of a tan.
Yeah,
you got a
right,
hell of a
I
tan
wish.
going on, man.
what did I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think? Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Fired on it.
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
Him taking his shirt off. I mean, that's not really my.
No, the whole thing.
Oh no, I thought it was good. But now you just put that image in my head, so I
know,
didn't
T
like
thinks
it.
a lot.
I mean, I'm not picturing anything. Yeah.
T was thinking of dudes taking their shirts off. So
No, it was not really. It was just, I knew when I was just waiting for him to do it, and then like he did, and then of course you heard all those females. It's like, yep.
Now, next show we're gonna do our show with our shirts off. Okay,
And we're gonna lose all of our 15 listeners real fast.
three sexy men,
or gain a whole other set of listeners that.
Coming to you live from the nudist beach down here in Daytona, Florida.
Right?
All right. Well, with that, Ryan, why don't you tell these people where they can find us?
You can find us on
Three Men Don't Have Shirts
Apple
On.
Podcasts. Yes.
Sorry.
A new Netflix series.
Yes. We're on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Amazon Music, on iHeart. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Real Tree Shaker Show. Search us. Shout out again to the Back of the House podcast for having us on.
Take a listen to them.
Search their podcasts too. You can listen to them on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. So take a listen to them.
Yeah, that was really cool.
You love me. You really love me.
They even brought our logo onto theirs.
Yeah.
So
I liked it a lot.
That was so much fun.
Very cool.
Hats off to them. Take a listen, man. People need to listen to them.
For sure. For sure.
That's right. San Angelo doing it right. So
yeah,
do it right, San Angelo.
All right. Guys, what the hell are we going to do on Sundays now?
Golf.
I don't know.
Watch golf.
Golf, yes.
Golf,
man.
yeah.
Okay, before we
basketball.
go, would you guys go to the Phoenix, the Waste Management Open?
Oh, I'd love
sit
to.
there?
I'd love to.
I would love that.
But that ticket, whoo, like it's up there.
How much is it?
I think I remember looking last year with Ben, and it was like, is it $1,600 or $2,000? It was up there. Like it was up there quite much.
Cheaper than the Super Bowl.
And then you gotta do a dead sprint to get your place in line. Like, come on now. But I hear they're gonna crack down on it. So at least from what I'm reading and everything like that. So we'll see.
I don't know. Give it a little jolt. The game of golf, a little jolt. I mean, they love you if you hit a great shot. I mean, remember one dude took flash his shirt, and throwing beer and all that stuff. So, I mean, they
definitely
everyone's taking their shirt off, so why can't we?
I think they were saying that like they with the delays and such like that, like I guess like the booze sales, like people were drinking very heavily, and so like that was they were I don't know if you saw Horschel yelling at the crowd, Spieth yelled at him, but that was on like 17 or 18 though. So
is it BYOB or no?
Oh no golfing event's going to be BYOB.
That sucks.
No, and it's not like you ever put beers or little bottles of alcohol in your golf bag or anything.
Can you sneak in some flask and stuff?
You got me.
Sneak in some flasks.
I mean, yeah.
Put it in your sock.
The tournaments I've gone to, like they're not patting you down, so you just got to empty your pockets. But
yeah.
I'm sure you can sneak stuff in, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Sneak a 12-pack in your boxers? Come on.
Hey, if there's a will, there's a way.
It's true.
Well, that'll do it. The football season has ended, but we'll be back with some baseball, some basketball. This has been the Real Tree Shaker Show. Peace.
Peace, guys.